And now you guys have this new set, the 2023 discard set. So this is celebrating the 30th anniversary of Will West's creation of the original discards, right?
Correct. When we look back, that's the earliest set there is.
Mhm.
There's some other set, like cards that have like frisbees in it, but whenever I think of disc golf cards, I think of Will West. I think of discards 93. What was it, 96? And I think there was a gap.
Mhm.
One of the years got missed. What a visionary to kind of have the foresight to say, like, hey, this is worth collecting. This is worth cataloging. This is worth doing. And thankfully, he went out and did it. And I mean, that was the groundwork for everything. And that's what disc golf is. It's just a million thoughts, a million ideas and actions by people that are just they just like disc golf and they just want to be a part of that puzzle. Yeah, it's cool that his creation, like, it's in our collections today. It's cherished. I see him that there's more movement on those now than ever. Thankfully, Topps Allen and Ginter in 2010, I got one of the cards.
Yeah, Avery
uh,
Jenkins, right?
yeah, it's the first. Oh boy, I gotta do this so it
Oh
sees.
wow, nice.
But
She's
it's the
like mine.
yeah, it is hers. It's the first disc in a card. Like, this is
Mhm.
huge. This little piece right here. So thank God, Topps Allen and Ginter like respected disc golf enough to celebrate our world champion. In 2016, Topps Allen and Ginter had Paul Macbeth, and then 2017 they had Valerie Jenkins, and then 2018 they had the little disc golf basket card. And Leaf even coming in, and I think Leaf came in 2011 with Ken Climo.
Mhm.
They signed Paul Macbeth at one point. They signed Barsby at one point. They
And now
signed,
Wysocki.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ricky's making cards with Leaf. The process is a little bit simpler. They'll send like 500 stickers on a sheet, and he gets to sign them and send them back. And then, wouldn't that be nice? But
I I prefer the on the card myself, but
100%.
yeah.
It's more trouble, it's more time, it's more money, but it's 100% worth it. It's the backs of so many people that have been putting in work for decades. I just
Mhm.
saw something about Innova 40 years. I'm like, that's incredible. 40
Wow.
years they've been making
Wow.
this. That's so many stories to tell and people and characters to highlight. Another shout out to Steve Dodge for having the foresight in 2016 when he created the Pro Tour, which I can only imagine all the many things he was having to knock out and, oh goodness, and do. And 1 second, baby. Um, and he had the foresight to make cards, and those 2016 DGPT cards, very big deal now.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely. Was there any kind of card sets that was inspiring you? Was there any other older sets like 80s or 90s baseball or football or something that inspired the design?
Yeah, I think we were kind of looking at like some of those old, uh, not necessarily tobacco cards, but just the old baseball cards where it's like monotone, like one color,
Yeah.
or just
an assortment of cards, I would say. Like, let's draw some inspiration, because it's almost like you have to print, like, try to create a bad product in a way. And Jason has like not a bad product. It's a fun product, but you have to like try to get in the mind of somebody from the 90s, maybe,
yeah.
and try to create something. And there's probably so many rules in place that Jason's like, I cannot do this, but that's exactly with like the direction you got to go. So it's like, to do something like this, you almost have to unlearn things, I would say almost
From
more difficult to create something like this and feel good about it than a newer one.
these are excellent to bring to tournaments to get
Yeah.
autographs. I mean, it's such a perfect autograph card for meeting pros on tour, and you bring the set with you. Yeah, I love the little basket in the far right corner as well. That's a really cool touch. kind of reminds me of like old Fleer cards, is kind of what I got in my head.
Yeah, Will used a basket in his set. But it was like it was a different kind of basket. It was like flat and angular. It was real interesting. So I wanted to do like some kind of basket in there, but we didn't
Yeah,
want it to be the basket Will had.
they really came out beautiful, and the commercials were great too. I really thought that was a nice touch, and made me laugh. And I definitely was like, wow, so much nostalgia right here from my childhood watching these commercials.
Which commercial hit home the most?
All of them, really. The 90s,
Miss Cleo or the Miss You
yeah,
Lad You V?
yeah, especially the ones that popped up, like the infomercial buy now with the
Yeah.
phone numbers and the little, music going in the background. I'm like, set also has new players in it, right? Ones that haven't been on Brixton cards before. We have Eagle now, we have Kristen Tatar now, we have Paul Macbeth now, and then some rookies like Sayananda and Ali Smith. Are they going to be on future sets as well?
Yes. So whenever we're writing out contracts, we're kind of planning out the year, and we kind of throw them out to everybody and like, hey, we want to work with you. Now we get our licensing through the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So anybody who has a tour card, we can create cards for. But we still want autographs. We still want memorabilia. So we kind of, we try to put together a good solid offer for everybody. We're not like the manufacturers where we have our little team. We work with everybody. So we want to be, moving forward, we want to be your first paycheck and we want to be your last paycheck. When you're long retired from the game, we want to be sending you some cool cards and sending you some money your way. And that's our goal, is to create long-term value and long-term relationships with these players. We kind of try to do that with all our partners. We see the collectors as partners, the Disc Golf Pro Tour as partners. We have our retail partners that allow us to come into their store and take up some of their real estate, their valuable space, and sell our product. And we truly appreciate that. And so we value each and every one of our partners, and we want everybody, when they come away working with us, we want them to feel like, man, I got the better end of that deal. I think that's a good way to go about it. Yeah, a lot of new players in this set. One I didn't hear mention was Katrina Allen. Our first Brixton card ever for her is in this set. Like you said, Sayananda, Ali Smith, Hannah Blomroos, Eagle
Mhm.
McMahon, Paul Macbeth, Kristen Tatar. There's some really big names out there that this is their first set. And I think it's really cool that it's in such an affordable product. And I don't want people to think that this is a product with no end. There's a million of these printed. There's a limited number, and that's it. So this is a really cool product. It's a fun product. Like you said, take it to the tour, get them autographed. They're so much easier to carry around than a backpack full of discs, and they're so much easier to
Yeah.
store too. I can keep them in a drawer hidden from my wife. One day they
Or
will
you can put them
spill
on a
out like
wall.
you. Yeah. So,
There's no hiding mine anymore. So I just
and I'd say like that just shows like all the different ways to collect. Is it a premium product or is it more of an economical product? Is it
I'm glad you did both. I love that you're finally having an affordable set and a premium set. And I think there's a market for both, and both will be bought by avid disc golf collectors.
Uh,
So,
we're seeing a really good response on everything so far. So we just kind of want to continue. And our goal with this year is to really build out a solid product portfolio that we can kind of move forward with that kind of framework moving forward. I think these first year and a half, 2 years is kind of like, what can we do? What are our
proof of
current,
concept, right? It's a proof of
exactly.
concept. Yeah.
And
Are
right
you guys
now,
having plans for affordable sets and premium sets going forward?
even if you love collecting cards, you may not like buying a box for $150, even if it comes with an autograph in every pack. It's just like, hey, I'm not going to spend that much on disc golf cards. And there's literally nothing wrong with that. Like that,
Sure.
I probably would fall into that category. Me myself, I'm more of an individual card buyer anyway. So it's like,
Mhm.
yes, I would have Brixton cards in my collection, but would I be buying boxes? Maybe, maybe not. It just depends on what that product is. We want kids involved. We want it to just be a fun thing. We want it to be a fun tool for players. I don't know, Jason, should we talk about what we're working on? We haven't really mentioned it out publicly.
Any
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say something. We're working on a project right now that is sweetie. She said don't tell you, so I don't know.
You
No,
can tell us.
we're working on our flagship product. So we're talking like rookies. There's never really been that designation on the card for a true
Mhm.
rookie. So we're gonna move into that, and surprisingly, it takes some infrastructure to set up that one simple thing.
Mhm.
I know. So it's going to be a very cool product. We're very excited, and it is on. It's that lower price range. We wanted to pack as much bang in there, as much punch in there as we could, and we've done a really, really good job of. It's going to be something to get excited about.
That's great. Is this for 2024?
So
Or
we're a little bit behind schedule. This will actually be a 2023 product. So we missed the
okay.
2022 rookies. We're not going to miss the 2023 rookies, but this year we'll get caught up. So we'll put out the 2023 flagship product this year or in 2024. But by end of 2024, we should be caught up. We are working on it as quickly as we can. But it's going to be a very fun product. And before that, we'll see the pre-sale start for the 2024 Tour Series. So that's going to be coming up pretty soon. I would say like kind of when the season is beginning. So look
Oh,
forward
good.
to that. I can't give an exact date or anything to when that begins. Because the thing is, we're working on so many different fronts, and it's literally like me and Jason, and we just got Christian in, and Christian's been great. So shout out Christian. And we've
Nice.
been working with a couple of like contracted designers, or one really, and we're starting with one this week. So we're trying to get a lot more things done, a lot more quicker, or a lot quicker, and it's going well so far.
That's
But
exciting.
it's going to be a really cool product.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys do in the future. And I love that you guys do support the players the way you do. I thought that was such an awesome concept to not only put out great cards for fans, but also kind of give another avenue, another stream for the players to get some revenue and to be supported on tour.
Yeah, the tour
That's a
series
big
was
deal.
it was an interesting product, and we knew like, okay, we had to make that product that really scratched the player's back. A player can go wild promoting it and really push their product and make a nice little chunk, or, some are like, I'm just not going to do that. And then they make a little bit here and there. And then we also give them cards. So players more than anybody have like limited space. They're living most of the time on the road. So a box of
Mhm.
100 cards is this big, and that's like 100 moments you can create for 100 different fans, or that caddy that helped you out over the weekend. Kind of create a cool little something to give them, even if it's just a small token of appreciation, but it's something you can give them. And you can fit it in your glove compartment, even your little cup holder, So I think it's a
Mhm.
really cool tool that doesn't take up a lot of space and can provide value to players in different way, because it's it's something that it'll help certain players, but some players it's like, look, I don't want that. So it does, everybody, like, some people it scratches that back, some people it doesn't, but hopefully we can find something to scratch everybody's back.
Any plans on doing a junior worlds or a college team card in the future? We can call it the prospects because you guys always have the X at the end, like relics, artifacts, prospects. What's your thoughts?
Man, our thoughts is like, we have played the X thing out, we have leaned on this X, but I can't not, like, I don't know, when something like that comes up, it's hard not to, but also like, historics.
Mhm.
That's how I pronounce historics with the X at that end. but I'll hear people call it Hysterex, and I'm like, man,
Hysterex.
I really don't want to call it, like, it just sounds like a medicine, like a
Right. Or an
um,
ointment that you
yeah,
Have a few
yeah.
relix.
yeah, Relix.
Relix. Relix. Okay. Well, I
So
was just
it's
thinking, with the national, juniors, and actually Doug brought this up. It was a very interesting point. He said, if you want to look to, future value for cards or for players, look at, junior nationals or look at college teams. And I thought interesting. I wonder, would Brixton ever be interested in doing a series of cards for junior nationals or something like that?
well, one of the products that we have that it's about to come out. Is going to be featuring some junior players.
All
So
right.
yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not going to release that just yet.
Okay.
But we are working on that as we speak. So memorabilia being cut up, put into cards, all that. So we'll see something like that. But it's two players that I'm really excited about personally, and this is a card I would be going after, two cards, three cards even. So yeah, it's going to be a really
That's
cool product.
exciting.
Definitely looking to kind of go more into that world and see what can be developed, because like there's all these, oh, like we could do that, we could do that, we could do that. But can we build a whole product off of it? Probably not, which means we have to kind of squeeze it into to different places. But maybe I'm wrong on that. So like we kind of make we walk a few steps in every direction every year. So you'll definitely see us walking a few steps in that direction, poking, prodding, asking questions, learning more. And if it warrants it, we'll kind of continue walking that way. And also on all kinds of different fronts, we'll continue. Corey spilled some coffee on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Impressive
Yeah.
opener of coffee cans.
Hey, that's personalized. That's a one of one.
I'm giving it away on the spin show. Here's the coffee stained Corey Ellis, European Open champion.
I'll put a link in the description for the spin show as well, and also the Brixton Discord. We have such a nice community in there, a lot of awesome guys and collectors all in one group.
We were expecting nothing but disc golf card stores, but then the card stores actually started reaching out, and we had some of the largest card store in the world reach out, and they carry Brixton cards now. Whenever we have a new release, they are our largest customer at the end of the day. So it's pretty wild. That came from that value that we get from disc golf. All those items. We have a setography for each product that comes out, and we're working on the tour series one.
Oh,
But it
nice.
tells the story of those relics, that memorabilia, and if we know, there's what the players tell us, and then we go and do our own research on top of that. So I'm kind of going through that with the new batch of memorabilia, and it's it's a cool thing. It's something I always wanted as a kid when they came out with the memorabilia cards. I was like, well, this is amazing, but I wanted to know, like, what game, what date, tell me the
I'm all
date.
about that too. I'm
I want
all
to
about the
know.
history of it. Yes.
So for us to be able to like do that as like a standard feature for relics moving forward is a really cool thing that does not exist in other sports. You're right, the Discord is pretty amazing. Like I hope we get more and more people there, and I hope the culture kind of stays the same in there, and it's just a very like friendly place to hit your goals, talk disc golf, make trades. There's a lot of selling, a lot of buying, but the
Yeah.
the trading is probably the coolest part, because what community, like, people want to help you. Like if you're trying to complete a set, they're excited if they have an extra card that can help you. Like they're excited to get that to you.
So Jared Russell, a shout out. You pulled
Yeah.
that last one.
That
Well,
was pretty cool.
second to last 101 he's looking for. We do. We're a very close knit group. We try to fill those gaps for each other. It's a cool thing. Well, thank you again for making these amazing cards and coming onto my show and talking to the fans about them, and really producing something that supports the players, supports the growth of the sport. I think all of us interested in the sport, that's what it's all about. Do you have anything else that you'd want to tell the fans about your company that maybe we haven't touched on?
Check out them discards. We still have some left. It helps us, on our journey to kind of create all this stuff. Every little product matters to a small business. We also have trading card accessories now available on the website. We partner with BCW to be one of their
I saw
retail
that.
partners.
Yeah.
And we've kind of tailored it towards disc golf collecting. So these are just card accessories, but we've kind of tailor fit it. So some really cool products, and some of which we use ourselves, which help us keep everything organized. So I know it'll help the collectors out there keep everything organized. I want to say thank you for putting this together. It's so cool kind of seeing the world develop. We got Mark over at Circle One Breaks that is doing
Shout
breaks
out,
every
Mark.
week. Junk and Sons, who's selling discards at the Northeast Disc Golf Expo coming up. I think this is going to be super cool, and so really proud of you for doing it. We've been
Thank
friendly
you.
for a long time, so super excited to see you kind of take your steps, and I think this is a really cool concept, really cool idea, and I'm super excited about the interviews you have coming up. I'll be watching. Izzy will watch some. I don't know if she'll stay tuned in, but yeah, we're really excited, and thank y'all for being patient with Izzy. This was a last minute thing that kind of just happened.
Izzy
So
is always welcome on the show for sure, and I'm looking forward to the future and seeing what you guys put out next.
Same, brother. Can't wait to make some cool stuff for you.
Right on. You guys take care.
Who doggy?